And unto us a book is born that was written by a very wise man, Dr. Christian Sorensen. It's called Joyous Living Journal. Let's hear it. Woo! Makes great presents. We're all going to get on the same page here. You can purchase them signed out in the family room. So this is no longer an idea in the mind of God. It is in our hands. So we're all excited. Let me just get my notes. They're right over here. Today is the day that we would enjoy it if you purchased your Christmas wreath. All the proceeds go to the teens, and boy, that would absolutely be great. We have two projects that we're working on with the Community Resource Center, which is our partner in doing a lot of different projects. One of them is that we are collecting funds at the back table in the family room for blankets. CRC provides blankets and foodstuffs for folks during the holidays. So the other way that we can participate is canned food. There's a, what do you call that thing? A baker's? Let's go with that. Let's call it a baker's rack and let's fill it with food. How's that? Please join us this evening at 6 p.m. for our annual remembrance ceremony and service. We invite you to take the time to really relish in the memories that you have of loved ones. So we encourage you at this service to bring different pictures or memorabilia so that you can honor your loved ones. There'll be a lot of sharing, a lot of candles. It's really quite dear. Tonight at 6 o'clock. Today, after, do you think I have this mic right yet? Today we have a brunch for the Singles Club, the Singles Organization at Chili's. So please plan to come and you'll be able to meet people because the following weekend, which is Saturday, February 15th, they're having a dance night. And their dance nights, I've been to one, and they're very, very fun. So please plan to come to this festive event. It will be held here at Seaside. And the couples will not be outdone. They're holding their Christmas potluck and white elephant on Friday, December 14th at 6:30 at the home of Nancy Cunningham's. So please plan to come. I'm told that if the spice cider is properly mixed, that there might even be some Christmas karaoke. So please plan to come and connect and get to know the different couples that are with us. And lastly, but not leastly, I want to invite to the stage Christine Stevens, who is our goddess of drumming.
I just want to talk for a minute. That was really everything I needed to say. Good morning, Seaside. Good morning. I'm really happy to invite you on the solstice. This is a big solstice. It's, as you know, birth 2012 as we depart from 2012 and we honor this turning point of the solstice. Please come be with us in ceremony. We will have drums for everyone to play. Is that good or good? Good. Right? How many of you play drums? I see lots of you that have come to the drum circles this year in the drum ministry. So there'll be drums for you to play, and then just briefly I want to highlight who's coming. Grammy-nominated Native American singer Windwalker. Incan flutist Patrick Hagerstrom. Famous drummers from our community, Frank Lazaro, Ari Marsh, on doumbek, on African percussion, and two amazing women who are friends of mine that happen to be in town from Seattle, Washington, leading ceremonial dance. Please come and be part of it. I hope to see you there. It'll be in the front room on the beautiful wood floor. We'll be moving, shaking, and grooving into the new time on the planet.
And lastly, did I say lastly? Well, lastly, we have our cafe on Lake today after a second service, and you'll see Sharon DeLeon and her husband who are cooking, and you also have the opportunity to buy tamales and take some home for the holidays. December 18th is the grand finale of our just incredible Amazing Grace service. It's a service that's been going for the last 10 years, and we're preparing to pass the torch to Reverend Sunshine and see what the next 10 years provide for us. So with that in mind, please stand and greet your neighbor.
All right, please remain standing for our congregational song this Christmas season. Today we're singing We Three Kings.
Perfect life.
Very good.
Hey, sounded good. Good morning, Seaside. What a joy it is to be with you on this fabulous morning, and I want to welcome anybody who may be here for the first time. Know that all are welcome to Seaside, that it is truly an open and affirming spiritual community that honors you on your path wherever you may be, and that your presence on a Sunday morning helps to create that which is about to unfold, and what is about to unfold will be exciting and dynamic, and know that Seaside is here. It is a spiritual nexus inspiring us to live our dreams and to live our divinity, and we have all sorts of ideas and tools and principles to make that happen. And we are in a season of joy, and that's a big one, that's for sure. So to set the tone to even deeper level frequency this morning is a wonderful spiritual practitioner, one who leads our yoga circles around here at Seaside, has a fabulous ministry, and that is Linda Light.
So let's just take a minute and just go directly to the heart. Just to open ourselves into this absolute beautiful river of love and into the stillness for a minute. Here in this stillness, recognizing the love of God, recognizing the light, the love, the divine eternality of Spirit. I welcome this resonance. I welcome the recognizing of the omnipresence of Spirit within. Knowing that in this season especially, the Christ consciousness reigns supreme. So from my heart to your heart, which is one heart, just feeling this beautiful divine love in this place called Seaside. Blessing this service, blessing this time together, blessing this connection, this unification of the one mind, the all-powerful love, knowing that all is well, knowing this service goes with hearts open, minds open, listening to the word, the joy, the song, the peace, the bliss. For it is all one. Can you feel it in your heart? Can you let it go? So it is.
Is breathing me, is resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. The joy of God is joy. Joy of God. know that all is well. And the light of God is lifting me. It's resting in the light of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. And the love of God is loving me, is resting in the love of God. I know that all is well. Yes, I know that all is well. It's the light and the joy and the love and the joy and the gift of God. I know that all is well. Yes, I know that all is well. I know that all is well.
All is truly well. Thank you, Reverend Fran, for reminding us that we get to come together and celebrate during this holiday season that all is truly well. And thank you, Practitioner Linda Light, for praying us in so beautifully. Good morning. I'm Reverend Christina Tillotson, and it's my honor to be here as we start celebrating this amazing holiday season together, and to especially welcome you if you're here for the first time. We just are so appreciative that you're sharing your light and your love with us today. And we actually have a holiday present for you in the back. If you want to pick up a bag in the back as you leave at the Welcome Center, there's a gift certificate for one of Dr. Christian's 8 books that you can redeem in the bookstore. And of course, his 8th just came out on Friday. So. I was telling him I got God bumps when I read his entry for today, so it's quite lovely. And here at Seaside, we do holidays up really, really big. And we have a dinner on the actual holidays of Christmas and Thanksgiving. And so we're going to be doing it again this Christmas Day at 1 o'clock. So please bring your friends and your family and celebrate with your larger Seaside family on Christmas Day. And if you can bring something, bring a little extra to share so that those who can't bring something can have a warm, loving place to come for Christmas. And especially if you know someone who doesn't have a place to go, please just bring them and we'll all celebrate together. Our amazing Vivian Chandler, who's in charge of the holiday dinners, actually is recuperating in the hospital. I just spoke to her this morning, and she said, and I said, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you going to be out in time?" And she said, "Just make sure that a whole lot of volunteers sign up at the back, and you call me before you get on your airplane for Christmas, and all is well." So I am absolutely knowing, as Reverend Fran said, that all is truly well and that we have plenty of people to help. Also, I want to especially invite you to New Year's Eve. We have a burning bowl ceremony that I have the honor of leading, where we'll actually go outside and burn what we want to let go of for the old year and come back and set intentions for the new year in supportive spiritual community. And it's only about an hour and a half from 7 to 8:30. You'll be out in time for plenty of your parties. So please come. You don't have to sign up, but if you want to help with the burning so that we don't burn down the building, just come and talk to me, and I would love to have a couple of assistants. Anyway, it's here at Seaside. We celebrate, we pray, we serve, and prayer is just such a powerful tool in our philosophy. And I have to introduce somebody who is a result of prayer and service that you all at Seaside have come together to do. So I'd like to introduce the amazing Lauren Paz, who is the Executive Director of the Community Resource Center.
Thank you, Christina. Can you hear me? You know, it is certainly an honor to be here today, and sometimes I think my staff and I bear the burdens of all those that we serve because we are so much on a day-to-day basis with them and seeing what the turmoils that they go through. What lightens my heart is when I can come here and see the outpouring of support to all the members of our community. And Seaside has just made a phenomenal impact in our ability to do what we do best in serving others during the holiday season. The blanket drive has been amazing. Getting the bicycle program stabilized, we were out of space, and we weren't going to take any more bikes in because we were competing for other high necessities, and Rich was able to coordinate a storage space for us. Thank you so much. And the food, you know, the holiday basket started with a basket of food 30 years ago, and we delivered it to 50 people in the local area. And this year, we have officially signed up 1,650 families this year. Just to give you an idea, last year the total number that we served was 1,447, I think 1,470. So, you know, the need in our community continues to grow, and what we don't want to do is turn anyone away. The blanket program would have actually gone away this year also. San Diego County is in a food crisis. Not to be a political commentary, but our federal government has basically, throughout the nation, not serviced any of the counties with the normal food distribution. So we haven't actually gotten an allotment of food in San Diego County since last March. Or actually a year ago at this time. So the food that should have come in March to do our normal work never arrived. They promised it by October, and then Hurricane Sandy hit. And the FEMA and the USDA is off busy solving crises. It's only meant that we now have our own crisis in our community. So we have been working heavily trying to get food in, and if it wasn't for Seaside and the generosity of everybody. And can everybody stand who had a part of this blanket drive, and just whether you donated money or goods or canned goods? Please stand, because I just want to give you all an applaud. We work together as a community, and I've said this before, but it is the community and Community Resource Center that makes us a success. And we really couldn't do it without you, and the child who gets that bike or that toy, the family who gets a box of food or a blanket, if you could see the look in their eyes. Many people think they're coming to get a basket, and they come out with a shopping cart. It is heartwarming, and that's why I do my job, and I appreciate all the support you give us. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. And again, I want to thank Bill Siemens and Cindy Dietz, who pretty much decided that we should donate 3,000 blankets from Seaside, and actually be, if there hadn't been a port strike, you would see them all right here. So thank you, Seaside. And again, to acknowledge that without Rich and some energy from Seaside, there wouldn't be bikes either. So what a gift you all are. We are all together for this community. The Community Resource Center is the service arm that just really takes care of the people in our community, and it's just such a blessing to have people like Lauren as part of this community. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Let's give ourselves a hand again. So now I get to pray. So just feeling that light and that love and that joy of the holidays that is expressed as spirit, as God through and as all of its creation. That love, that service, that wisdom that I call God, and it doesn't matter what it's called. It could be called nature or Allah or the Tao or Adonai. It doesn't matter. It is that power and that presence in this universe from the farthest atom to the farthest galaxy that is omnipresent through and as all of its creation. All of the great enlightened ones said that God is omnipresent, and that is what this whole universe is, all God. And that is who I am right here and right now, and each beautiful spirit here is. That light, that love, that wisdom, that love of spirit that flows out from this community of Seaside out into this world as spirit right here and right now. And so I am knowing for this sacred time together that light and that love of spirit just percolates through every being up and out into this community and into this world. And that light and that love that is Seaside just is that shining lighthouse of joy and grace for this holiday season, for this community, and for this world. And for this, I am so grateful as I release this word to the law, knowing that it is now done in joy and service and ease and grace and love. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Thank you, Dr. Christina. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Cindy, for all that. That's wonderful. Listen, we have a wonderful, speaking of wonderful, I love that hat back there. I love that. Nobody's getting to see that, but I'm seeing that. That is spirit. Look at that. I love that. I know why you're dressed like that. You're going caroling today. Where's Carrie Powell? Carrie Powell is taking some carolers. There he is. If you want to join them, meet them in the family room today, right? I forgot to put that in the announcements. It's very important. They go to 4 residential rest home caregiving homes, and it's a fabulous gift from Seaside, from the singers, not necessarily all the choir, but some of the choir. It's wonderful. Thank you, Carrie, for doing that for the umpteen years that you've been doing that. Thank you so much. Today. But right now, what we've got in store for you is a fabulous Team Tony. Should I call you that? Team Tony is here with us this morning, driving all the way down from Chatsworth. And I have to tell you, I found out something I didn't know, and I thought I knew most everything, as we ministers do. And he came down. He was Dr. O.C. Smith's musical director for many, many years. And we went over in the back room about how many musicians we had come in contact with. And I have to tell you, he brought his daughter with him today. And Kevin is the original member of the Blackbirds in that Walking in Rhythm song. But before we get to that, Dr. Christian has requested that Kevin display his beautiful talent that he's expanded this career of his since the 70s, as we all have, from the 70s. And he is doing the most gorgeous songs right now, solo piano. So we're going to ask him to do his solo piano number first, and then Carl's going to join Dominique up here, and y'all, I hope, with the Walking in Rhythm. Okay, would you put your hands together, please?
Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'll tell you, I'm just delighted to be here. I'm humbled and in gratitude. And there's so much to be thankful for during this season, all during the year, but particularly now. And so right now, I'd like to play a composition entitled Giving Thanks. Thank you. Hey, right now I'd like to bring Dominique up. And we want to do a song here that Fran talked about. Look, if you know this is a song I recorded when I was in college back in 1975. And I recorded this song with the Blackbirds. If you know it, please sing along with us, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Walking in rhythm, moving in sound, humming to the music, trying to move on. I'm walking in rhythm, singing my song, thinking about my baby, trying to get home. It's been so long since I've seen her. I'm tired and so all alone. I've traveled so very far. I've got to get back home. Got to get back home. Walking in rhythm, moving in sound, humming to the music, trying to move on. I'm walking in rhythm, singing my song, thinking about my baby, trying to get home. I'm walking in rhythm.
That's Kevin Tony. Daughter, Dominic Tony. How fabulous. And Carl living out a fantasy. Hey, I understand you used to sing that when you were back in school. You know, talking about decreeing, putting an affirmation out there. How fun. You guys are wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Tonys. Yeah. Oh, well, we just couldn't resist having that shared with you. We had that here today. Oh, yes, and thank you. It was fun. So, hey, we've been involved here with going over the timeless truths for transformation. And as you heard me share last week, the last three have just been really what I'm about: gratitude, grace, and joy. And then I came across today, decree. And I was like, what was I thinking when I put that one together there for the holiday season? Decree, what's going on? You know, I know it's about the power of your word. You know, Tammy's teaching a class on that, so that's a good thing. But I decree, Caesar Augustus sent out a decree, and maybe that's what I was thinking, that everybody would come and register, take a census. Probably not. Job, 22nd chapter, I shall decree a thing and it shall be established unto you and the light shall shine upon your path. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe that's where I was coming from. Because, that's the power of the word. I shall decree a thing. That's how Spirit works. Spirit speaks and it's so, right? If God said it's so, right? Well, a few of you get it. I'll try this side. When God speaks and Spirit says it's so, right? That's right. Now, what I want you to get here today is that your Spirit's speaking. And that you have something inside of you that is so powerful. Today we are celebrating Hanukkah. Last night, sunset was the beginning of Hanukkah. And it is such a valuable spiritual lesson for all of us to understand that which is within you is far greater than that which is outside. Even if that which you feel is inside of you is going to run out, you know what? With Spirit that is decreeing, that is speaking its word, there is nothing in the outer world that can get you. I don't care if the armies of the other nations are coming after you. With God, there is a majority there. And Spirit will prevail when you're willing to speak that truth in the face of that ominous rising of an army of I don't know, what you don't like, is there. You've got to come to get that and decree and speak your word. Words are powerful. In Proverbs, it says that kind words, harsh words will pierce the heart, and kind words will heal. Now, words are like bombs. You can drop this bomb and it can really, have you ever spoken a word and said, uh-oh, That was not the right thing to say. I wish I could bring it back in there, you know. Like, you can't. Words are like atomic bombs, and they can destroy relationships, or they can heal a relationship. They can split a nation, or they can unite a nation. They can bring forth a common vision for this planet and say, yes, I can decree that we are living in Eden here, and that all of us are involved in supporting this wonderful planet as it continues to evolve. You know, words are powerful, and they will stir up the wrath, is what Proverbs says also, or they will they will calm the situation. Dom Miguel Ruiz brought forth one of the 4 agreements, which is to speak impeccably, to be impeccable with your word, to be careful with the word that you have to put out there. You know, if I were to give you a dime for every kind word you said and take a nickel from you for every unkind word you said, would you be rich or would you be poor? Can't answer that. I'm just putting it out there for you to, you know, I heard a comedian once say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words, they'll put me in the corner crying for hours by myself, you know. Dale Carnegie said, any fool can complain and criticize and condemn, and most do. You know, so, it is the wise tongue, they say, that brings about healing. It is the wise tongue that brings about the resolution. It is the wise. And so what's important is to listen to what is in your heart and soul and be able to speak from that high place, from that emerging truth of the presence of God that is there, to be able to decree a thing in your life and have it be established to you. There will be a light that shows you that path if you have the faith and conviction to say that. And be who you are in this world, because who you are is perfect and it is valuable. Tam McKeeves, who's coming to Seaside in a few months, said, purple people just don't wear gray suits. You know, that's not who they are. You know, you don't want to be who you are not in this world. There are billions of ways in this universe in which we live to bring about your success, to bring about your good, and you become the authority of the portal of the universe's expression into your life. But you have got to honor that. If you're a purple person, then gray's not your thing. But there's other people going to tell you, hey, gray's the suit to wear. That's the color to wear. That's how you have got to be. What you have got to do is learn to listen and to trust and decree that as you speak in this world, because there are billions of ways towards your success. But you must be in alignment with that which you are. It says, let this mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus. Let this mind be in this man who exemplified a level of confidence that he was willing to speak his word to the fig tree, and it withered and it died. And I said, what are you doing? It's like, my word is law. You know, of course it's going to die. There was a man who exemplified a level of consciousness. And a lot of people say, hey, this guy's Christ. But, you know, we talk about the Christ consciousness. Here's a man who exemplified a level of awareness, which we call the Christ consciousness. Other religions might call it the Buddha consciousness. Some might call it the Krishna consciousness. The prophets in the Old Testament exemplified the same level of consciousness. What it is about is an individual who has such a clear connection with that source that there is no otherness. That when that word is spoken, when that decree is said, it is spirit that is speaking, and of course, my word is law. Of course, healing is happening. Let that mind be in that guy, be in you. But what I tend to think more about is rather than it being in me, I'm in it. Got that difference? It's not written that way, but I like it that way. You know, it's because I am in that spirit. And what Jesus said, it's not me who does the work. It's the spirit within that does the work. He's also saying, it's not me, it's the Spirit. And what I can do, you can do, is what we find him saying, and you can do even greater things than I have. He's not saying, hey, I'm the only one here. And so as we are moving into this holiday season of joy, I find great joy in thinking that if this guy can do it, I can do it too. But I have to exemplify that level of consciousness. The way of expression is not through a man, but through a consciousness, through an alignment, through an awareness, through an understanding. That's how it shows up in my world. And if I have the same guts to decree the truth in the front of Caesar and nations, that it is Spirit's world where I am the authority in my life, then things begin to happen in ways that are good and right. So I listen to people say, gosh, man, there is a lot of stuff going on in this world. We really need Jesus to come save us. You know how long that list is of people and things that need to be saved? No wonder why the guy hasn't come back. Well, you know. But I'll tell you what, we don't need him to come back because that mind that was in him is still in this world today. That's right, it is in you. You are in that mind of God. I am in that mind of spirit. And I become that place in which it objectifies in my world in which I walk. And the objectification of that inner experience of the divine is what takes form. It is the effect of consciousness that is reflected back into my world. And if I don't like what is going on in my world, I'm not to go change what's out there in my world. What I've got to change is the consciousness. That is where I have to decree. That is where I have to speak the truth, is within my own field of awareness, within my own heart and soul, and not speak this word, I'm going to overcome this problem. I'm going to deny this issue. No, there's nothing to overcome. There's nothing to deny. Jesus or those individuals who do healing do not overcome anything. What they do is they align with that divine vibration, and there is no longer anything to overcome. There's nothing to deny. It is spirit. It's not a power over something to destroy something. There is only one life. That life is God's life, and that's my life now, is what Ernest Holmes says. And when I step into that, I don't need to destroy or wipe out anything, because there is nothing else but spirit. It's the way it works. And so it comes down to, how is it working in your life? How is it working in your world? How are you bringing it forth in a way that makes a difference? Marion, California guy, shared a story of going to Washington, D.C. during the Christmas season. Pretty nice, California. I mean, this is our winter. This is cold to us. We're all wearing coats, sweaters, except Carolyn. Yeah. And so here he is, tells the story, going into Union Station. It is with the wind chill factor below 0 degrees. All he wanted to do was get out of the elements. He goes in there, warms up his hands, grabs a big cup of coffee and sits down to do some people watching. Takes the lid off and begins to sip. And he notices that he's in a food court and he smells the wonderful aromas on this cold day, nice smells coming out of this, nice restaurant. And he also noticed there's a homeless guy just sitting near there, obviously taking note of those wonderful aromas coming out of that fine restaurant. And so Marion starts saying, you know what, I really should go buy him some food. I think I should do that. But then his head kicks in and says, Marion, mind your own business. But his heart's saying, well, why? He's got this debate going on when this young couple comes out of the restaurant, and they stop next to this homeless guy with a big styrofoam container, overpouring with food, and says, excuse me, our eyes were bigger than our stomach. Our appetite quite didn't match the amount of food we ordered. Would you be willing to help us out and do something good with this? And with that, they gave him this food container, and they walked off. So Marion watched him it's like an exquisite miracle meal. And he sat down, he opened up the container, he arranged the soup crackers just right. He positioned the sandwich that was just wrapped up in the right spot. He meticulously opened up the plastic around the spoon. He took the lid off that hot steaming soup and just began to smell. He tucked in the napkin into his shirt so it would be a bib, and he took out that spoon, scooped it up, about to take a bite, and just stopped mid-track. I was like, what? And then Marion noticed the same thing he had noticed. Coming in on the station on the other side, walking now towards them, was this old man, a 70-year-old. At least that's what he looked like, walking towards them. Face just blue from the cold, thin pants, no hat, no gloves. The hands were just chapped. Shoes were open, threadbare coat. And the guy at the soup set it down, put it on the side, got up, put his arm around the old guy and brought him on over. Sat him down, warmed up his hands, blew in them, kind of pinched the cheeks a little bit, took his coat off and put it around his shoulder. He said, Pops, someone just blessed me with a wonderful meal, and I have just eaten about as much as I can. By any chance, could you help me out and do something good with this? And with that, he put the soup in the old guy's hand. And the guy said to him, well, I'll tell you what, only if you go halfway with me on that sandwich that is there. And he just gave back. Here are two guys who probably had least of anybody in that station giving to each other the little that they had, and all of a sudden it multiplied. That's what begins to happen when you listen to that Spirit. Not how am I going to overcome this, but Spirit says hey, give. Spirit says share. Spirit says be present for me to be the activity in the life in which you are walking, and you will experience the richness. Be willing to decree the expression of those divine qualities in your life, and you will be blessed beyond what it is you could even begin to plan or imagine. But it comes down to what are you listening to? Because there's a lot of garbage out there that is bombarding us in our life. There's a lot of information that just doesn't support you, that challenges you, that keeps you in a place of struggle, keeps you in a place of change. And you don't have to listen to that is what I want you to understand here. It's like a radio. You're driving down the road and you got a song on there you don't like, or a talk show host who's a jerk, or a commercial that's just not working for you. You don't tolerate it. You turn it off, don't you? Some of you aren't. You can turn it off. And the same goes for the thoughts in your head. You get to choose which ones you're going to dial into. This room is filled with how many radio waves I don't even begin to know, and you are the tuner, and you tune in, you dial in to what it is you want to listen to. The same is true with the thoughts. There is a lot of thoughts out there and things being said, and you don't have to claim them. You don't have to listen to them. But a lot of people don't realize that all I got to do is change the dial. You know, my new book just came out Friday. Very exciting. Thank you for that acknowledgement. It's there to assist you every day. You know, when you wake up in the morning, do you listen to, oh, God, it's morning, you know? Or do you wake up and say, God, it's